Hello, I'm Teacher Robin. Welcome to another live streaming class. If this is your first time with us, let me explain first how the classes work. Today our topic is a complete review of English tenses. If you have a question during the class, then write your question in the comments section and I'll answer it at the end of the class. I also have 3 questions for you at the end of my lesson to review what we've learned, and you can write your answers to these questions in the comments section as well. So, before we start with today's topic, let's remind ourselves what we learned in the last class. So the last class we talked about how to describe people, okay? So we looked at how to describe people according to their appearance, according to their character traits, and then we looked at how to use the order of adjectives, so how to use adjectives in the correct order. So if you missed this class and you want to watch it, go to the video section of our Facebook page, and there you can find all of our previous classes, so you can watch them again. You can share them on your own Facebook page. You can write in the comments still. So this is a great way to review if you're just starting to join us. There are lots and lots of classes. All right, so today we are going to do a review of all of the tenses in English. So if you want to brush up on your grammar, this is a great class for you, okay? I see that Mohammed, Mustafa, and Ibsatim are all joining us, okay? Great. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the past tenses, then we're going to do the present, and then the future. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to tell you how or when we use these tenses, how we form them, and then an example, okay? So we're going to start with the present tense, okay? So the present simple. We use the present simple to talk about established facts, habitual actions, and routines, so things that we do every day. Okay, for example, I study English every Friday afternoon. So this is something that you do more than once. It's a routine, so you use the present simple. Okay, now the present continuous. We use the present continuous to talk about something that is happening as we speak. So it is ongoing in the present. To form the present continuous, we use the verb to be in the present, plus we add the ending ing. For example, I am reviewing the English tenses right now. So currently, this is what you are doing if you're watching the class. I see that Anna, Gufran, Zuhaib, and Lidmila, sorry if I mispronounced any of those names, they are all joining us. So they are reviewing the English tenses with us right now. So thanks for watching. Okay. The present perfect. This is something that we have done several times in the past, so something that started in the past and continues in the present. So something we started in the past and we continue to do. So here we use the verb to have. So depending on the subject, it will be either have or has plus the participle, okay? So this is the special ending, the participle. For example, I have read over 25 books this year. So the subject is I, the verb have, and then the participle is read. So remember the pronunciation is different. The verb is to read, but the participle is read. Okay? And the last tense in the present perfect, or in the present, is the present perfect continuous. So these are actions that started in the past and then they continue into the present. Okay? So to form the present perfect continuous, we use again the verb to have, then we add been, and then ing. Okay, so to have, or has, depending on the subject, been plus ing. For example, I have been living in London for 5 years. Okay, so you started living in London 5 years ago and you continue to live there today. This is why we use the present perfect continuous. All right, now that we've reviewed the present tenses, let's move on to the past tense, okay? So the first tense we're going to review in the past is the past simple. We use the past simple for completed actions in the past. So these are things that are finished, okay? We form the past simple. If it's a regular verb, we add the ending ed. If it's irregular, then you just have to memorize it. This is one of the things about irregular verbs in English is that you need to memorize them. So depending on whether it's regular or irregular, that will tell you which ending So for example, I went to the shop yesterday and bought half a dozen cupcakes. So the verb to go, in the past is went. So I went to the shop, and then the past simple of the verb to buy is bought. So they are both irregular. Okay? I see that Shaheen and Rihad have said good job. Okay, great. So thanks for watching. I hope that this is useful for you. Now let's talk about the past continuous, okay? The past continuous are interrupted actions in the past, so things that happen while you're doing something else. We use the verb to be in the past, which is was or were, depending on the subject, plus the ing ending. For example, I was taking a shower when the phone rang. So this is an ongoing action in the past interrupted by another action. So was taking is the past continuous, and then the action that interrupts is in the past simple. So the phone rang is in the past simple. Okay, the past perfect is when something occurred before another action in the past. So to form the past perfect, we use the verb have in the past, so had, plus the participle. Okay? For example, the movie had already started when we arrived. So here, had started is the past perfect, and the time already goes in the middle. Okay? And finally, in the past perfect continuous. We use the past perfect continuous for something that started in the past and then continued up to another time in the past. So they're both past, but one starts before another. Okay? So for example, we had been dating for a year when we got engaged. Okay, so the past perfect continuous, the verb that is continuing in the past is the to date. Okay, so we had been dating means that it was ongoing. In this case, for a year. When we got engaged is the past simple, so this is the action that comes after. Okay? And now let's look at the future tense. Okay, so the first tense we're going to look at in the future is the future simple. First with will. So there are two ways to form the future simple. The first one is with will. So we use it to talk about spontaneous decisions, things that we decide in the moment. Okay, so we use will plus the infinitive. For example, I will call you back later. So if someone calls and you're busy, then you can say in the moment, I'll call you back later, or I will call you back later. This is something that you decide spontaneously. On the other hand, the other way to form the future simple is with going to. So we use this for plans and intentions, things that we know we're going to do. So we use going to plus the infinitive. For example, I'm going to wash all the dishes before I go to bed. This is something that you know, it's a plan. Okay? Mustafa says, I love this page. I learned a lot. Thank you. Okay, good. It's always good to review from time to time just in case you forgot something. Okay? Now let's talk about the future continuous. So, as with all the continuous tenses, it's something that is ongoing but in the future. So something that we will be doing at a specific time in the future. So we use will be plus the ending ing. For example, this time next week, I'll be on vacation. So when you know the specific time, this time next week means in the future, and then I will be on vacation. Okay, so the vacation will be ongoing in the future. All right, now let's talk about the future perfect. These are actions completed by a specific time in the future. So to form the future perfect, we use will have plus the participle. And again, you need to show the specific time. So in this case, by December, I will have written my thesis, okay? So this means that it will be finished in the future, specifically in December, okay? And our last tense, the future perfect continuous, okay? So this is a longer action interrupted by a shorter action in the future, okay? So we form the future perfect continuous with will have been plus the verb with ing. Okay, for example, I will have been studying, or I'll have been studying English for 1 week this summer. Okay, so this means that it will be a whole week that you've been studying at a specific point in the future. Okay, so now that we have reviewed all of the English tenses, let's practice together. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions and you could write your answers in the comments, okay? Easy questions. All right, you can choose. I want you to write a sentence in the present. So choose one of the present tenses and think of an example and write it in the comments. Okay? My second question, write a sentence in the past. Same thing, choose one of the past tenses, past perfect, past continuous, etc., and write an example. And write a sentence in the future. Okay? If you don't feel comfortable using past, present, and future, then just do all of them in the present or all of them in the past. But to practice, if you want, try to do one of each, okay? So write your answers in the comments. As you're doing that, I want to tell you more about our course here at ABBA. We have a complete course from beginners to business level, featuring 144 units. Each unit has a short film, a video class explaining the grammar, and exercises to help you practice your English. So if you use our course, you can study from your smartphone, your tablet, or your PC or Mac, and your progress is saved on all of these devices, so it's a very flexible way to study anywhere and anytime. And if you feel like you need to review these tenses, they are all, you'll learn all of them throughout the course. Okay? In addition to the course, we also have some other free resources that are great for you to practice your English, like our blog. This is called our ABBA Journal, and there you can find articles about English grammar, culture, English for business, and topics related to today. So lots of grammar articles, reviews of tenses, etc. So check out our blog. On our Facebook page, we now have our live streaming classes twice a week, so you can participate in those. And as I said, if you're just starting to watch, then go to the video section and watch our previous classes. We also have a Twitter page and a YouTube channel, so there are plenty of resources for you to practice your English with us here at ABBA. Okay? Now let's check who's joining us today and what comments you've written so far. Someone said, I'm learning English. I will take a short tour. Okay, I'm watching your video. Okay, good. Great, thanks for watching. All right, so I encourage you to keep writing in the comments. Okay, someone said, I love my dog. I am eating. Okay, so present simple and present continuous. Very good. What are you eating? Is it good? All right, so while you're writing your comments, let me tell you about the next class. Next time, we're going to talk about possessives. So when we use the possessive form, how to form it, okay, what it is. So this is a really good review for you as well. So I hope you can join us for that class. Remember that you can check the calendar on our Facebook page so you can see the date, the time, and the topic of each week's class. Okay, and you can also change your Facebook settings to receive notifications anytime we are live streaming. All right, someone says, I watch all your lives. I believe you. Okay, very good. All right, so I want to thank everyone who has participated today. I hope this has been a good short review of our tenses. Again, if you want to review a little more in depth, please check out our course or check out our blog, and there you can find even more information. So I hope that you can join us next time when we talk about possessives, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.